Air pollution in 19 provinces was reported as unsafe by the Pollution Control Department yesterday. This morning saw Pattaya reading 166 and Bangkok less at 164, both though above the safe levels, and with recommendations that exercise outdoor not be undertaken, with the reminder that youngsters, the elderly and those with breathing issues take extra precautions. Clear visibility in the Pattaya region at 6 o'clock this morning was under 200 metres. The Governor of Bangkok has ordered daycare centres and kindergartens in 3 districts to close following the discovery of 27 COVID cases in factories operating in the Pattaya district. With more being tested today, those factories, which employ 300 Thais and close to 600 Burmese, have been closed down. In Maha Sarakham, in the far north of Thailand, several areas have been deemed as red zones, following an outbreak there caused by a traveller from the capital. Over 4,000 people have been tested, most showing negative results, but further results are due today. The government on Wednesday reported 795 new COVID cases, 783 local infections and 12 in arrivals from overseas. Samut Sakhon once again topped the bill with over 750 new cases, followed by Bangkok with 4 cases and 2 others outside the areas. Good news though, as 784 have recovered and been discharged over the past 24 hours. The International Monetary Fund on Wednesday said it was deeply concerned about the impacts of events in Burma, where the army has once again taken control. With services such as phone and net now resumed, but elected officials still under house arrest, the army has taken to the streets in a big way, in a country battling high numbers of COVID outbreaks. $350 million was paid to the state by the IMF recently to battle the outbreaks. Meanwhile, the United Nations Security Council, in an emergency meeting this week, failed to agree on a statement condemning the coup, but the United States claims to be considering sanctions. With one of Asia's weakest medical services, Burma has seen some 150,000 cases since the first outbreak, and concern here is of many fleeing to Thailand, seeing border controls ramped up and more drones used to monitor the easy crossings over fields and small rivers that divide the 2 nations. Suu Kyi remains too under house arrest but is seeing little global sympathy after her public support of the abusive treatment and expulsions of religious minorities there while she was in power. Not got any points on your driver's licence yet? Well, that may not be because you're a good driver. This as the new point system was delayed in its launch, so in fact no one's got any yet. The news though is that it will go into effect starting this year, probably April, and drivers start with a score of 100. For each driving error they'll see deductions, and when they hit the 50 figure, it'll be time for licence suspension and retraining. The delay, now over a year long, has been due partly to the effects of COVID, and the new regulations apply to drivers of all vehicles, including public transport. Meanwhile, at home and in Pattaya, police from Bangkok are assisting locals in reviewing all nighttime businesses to ensure that they abide by the COVID codes, after opening for the first time this year on Monday. No word on how long they'll be in the city, but the extra crews are out and about, making sure that bars and the like fully comply. That's not going to be easy in the joints that see customers often joined at the hip with staff, and all should be aware that social distancing is a requirement under law, even in drinking dens. Naklua saw flooding this week, not from rain but instead burst pipes. The water company was called out but took more than a little while to fix the leaks that occurred after dark, seeing some shops deluged and streets less than safe for motorbikes. And good news for music lovers, as Friends, the city's #1 hip-hop club on Soi LK Metro, plans to reopen next week, with a difference. Cramming 7 nights of fun into 3, the club promises action-packed nights on Thursdays, Fridays and Saturdays, with star DJs and special offers galore. Not one to miss for sure, and more on that next week. And with the reminder, mitts, masks and meters, wash your hands, wear a mask and keep social distancing. And the Met Office promising highs today of 31, dropping down to 22. A warm but perhaps less humid day, still with the smog levels very high. That is the local and national news from Fab FM. For videos and of course to keep up with Fabulous Pattaya, visit alwayspattaya.com.